Welcome back to Ration Nerd, my friends. Welcome also to 2025. It is the first video of 2025. Thank you guys for being here. I greatly appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend with my goofy ass doing this goofy ass hobby. So today we're going to get into a Spanish Armed Forces single meal ration. This is an individual combat ration for Muslim staff. So this is halal, which means absolutely nothing to me. I don't need it to be halal. I just need it to be good. And for fun, this is lunch or dinner menu B2. And I completely forgot what is in this menu. So it could be fish, it could be squid, it could be moo cow, it could be all kinds of things as long as it's halal, I guess. So we're just going to have to translate this as we bust into it and figure out what I'm eating for dinner. I'm extraordinarily hungry right now. If this is squid in ink again, I'm going to kind of spaz because I'm going to have to eat some of it, and I haven't eaten anything all day. So if I got to eat squid for dinner, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to pout about it a lot. There's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth, but we'll get into this. This thing expired in September of 2024. As always, zero shits given. We also have that pack of crackers, which is starting to get some age on it, so we're going to go ahead and have our pan galata along with this ration. So you guys know how it goes. If you want to see me get more rations like this to bring to you, I need you guys. I need your help. I totally need your help because that's how this whole value exchange works. I make the videos and then you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, and you talk at me in the chat because that is always fun to talk to you guys. Interaction on the channel is probably one of the most important things next to watch time. And if you really love me, watch an ad at the beginning or the end. That would help out immensely. But anyway, let's bust into this ration. So we'll get into these crackers. We'll open those up when the time is correct. But having tried to pull one of these apart before, I'm not even going to bother because I like to save the bags. And if I try to rip that open, well, I'm going to destroy it. So we're going to cut it open. I can at least save the majority of the bag for the wallpaper project. There we go. Look at that nice little box. So let's see what Spain has on the menu for us for dinner. I really do like me some Spanish rations, minus that nasty ass squid. If you have not seen that video, I will warn you, it was one of my earlier videos and the filming is absolutely horrible. I'm actually looking for another squid in ink menu so I can do it and film it properly. I mean, I'm kind of looking for one and I'm kind of not at the same time because I don't want to eat the damn squid again, but I'm going to do it because I don't want that video to be the only video where I eat squid in ink, and that's crazy, but I'm still looking for one. Not real hard, but I'm looking for one because I want to redo that video because that was in the very early days of the channel. So let's get in here. We have some destructions. You know how we feel about destructions on this channel. These are actually really well done destructions, I will have to say, in several languages. They're still destructions. We don't want none of that. And first out of the gate, we have a pack of vegetable soup, not too shabby. And we have pepper pate. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I have no clue what's in pepper pate. We're going to figure it out together. Just the word pate gives me a food boner. Figure that one out. How exactly do you get a food boner? Not real sure, but I certainly have one right now, like a rock hard food boner, even with this being a little teeny tiny thing of pate. Watch this be like super fishy or something. But we have a very small container of pate that I'm certainly excited about. And then we have a 200-gram can of meatballs with peas. And I know I said this on my last Spanish review video, but I really like these cans. These little OD cans are just the bomb. I know it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Like, you know, while you're eating your meal, you're not worried about being fully camoed up, but it's still really bitchin'. It's a good-looking can of food. That is 200 grams of meatballs and peas. Then we have a can of fruit cocktail. That's really cool. Another 200 gram of fruit cocktail. That's really neat. Again, loving the cans. None of the cans are bulging or anything, so I have complete confidence that this is going to be a good meal. At least thus far. We've got some pate, we've got some meatballs and peas, and we've got a fruit salad. This can really worries me. Ah, God damn it. This is why I should do my homework. We have sardines in tomato sauce. That is That's epic. It looks like I'm getting into the fish whether I like it or not. At least I hope this is like a good, like, just some kind of chicken pate and not fish. That'll really piss me off. I know it can't be pork pate and it be halal. However, maybe it's chicken pate, something not fishy or whatever. But we have sardines in tomato sauce. Damn it. And then we have 4 packs of isotonic beverage. This is very likely going to be lemon. It's very likely going to be kind of greasy when you try to drink it. But at least you would not be out of hydration products. You have 4 packs of isotonic beverage, and we have a pack of hand sanitizer, always a cool thing to find in a ration. Clean up your digits. And we also have some toothpaste. Toothpaste is an awesome thing to find in a ration. That's excellent. Then we have some stinky Esbit tablets to heat up your meal. That's a whole lot of Esbit tablets for one 200-gram can of meatballs and peas. Then we have an awesome pack of matches with red tips in this nifty, again, just gotta say it, OD green super plain matchbox. Not the easiest matches ever to get lit. That was not good. Anyway, so there's some matches, regardless of how well they work or do not work. There's matches in this ration. And we have a good old piece of chewing gum, which is always cool. Then we have a really nice individually wrapped thing of butt wipe. This is 10 butt wipes and a little pack. Not too shabby. And we also have 2 water purification tablets. That will be good for 1 liter of water. That's excellent. And then last we have an excellent Spanish folding Esbit stove. That is always good. I guess I have a whole lot of crackers to offset the fact that I'm going to be eating at least a sardine or a part of a sardine. Oof. This is why you do your homework, kids. Don't skimp out on your homework. Do your homework. I'm going to get this fish and friends out onto a tray, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I've got this coming in at an estimated 1,250-ish calories. So realistically, getting 1,250 calories in this tiny box without just packing it full of like lard and sugar is a pretty amazing feat. I definitely have to hand it to them. 1,250 calories in this little baby box. That's awesome. And if I didn't mention it, in case you haven't seen a Spanish breakfast ration, which I do have one of those on the channel, which you should check out. The reason why you get the toothpaste is because you get a toothbrush with the Spanish breakfast ration, which is really bitchin'. I was honestly surprised to see that there were 3 fuel tablets in here because they also give you a ration stove and fuel tablets in the breakfast ration. So I was really surprised to see that duplicated in the lunch ration. I guess maybe if you skip breakfast, they were giving you a way to heat up your food, which is always good. So first we're going to start out by getting this Esbit stove put together. These are really decent Esbit stoves, and I think they're very purpose-driven for these smaller cans. I did do a 300-gram can of pasta on another Spanish review, and that worked out just fine on this ration stove. However, I still feel like these are meant for the smaller cans, which is always good. If you're going to give out little baby cans that need to be heated up, it's good that you're giving out a ration stove that can handle that. And then we'll just bend this guy up here. And essentially what you're left with is a sturdy little platform for your little can and a nice little container for your Esbit stove. That thing doesn't work out too bad. It's a pretty quality Esbit stove as far as I'm concerned. Maybe a little on the small side, but that's okay because we only have a little can. So let's get one of these fuel tablets ready to go because it is absolutely not going to take more than 1 fuel tablet. If it does, these fuel tablets are absolutely broken. Ah, yes, that smells, that fuel tablet smells probably like the inside of this can. It's pretty heinous. If you've not smelled an Esbit tablet, you really ought to, so that way you can share in knowing exactly what I'm talking about. When I say I'm gonna get this stinky fish fuel tablet out, because that's exactly what they smell like. It's almost like they make these out of like condensed fish guts or something. They're pretty stinky. And I guess we're gonna try these matches again. These look a little downsy. Like these matches, they're just wrong. They're nothing. Oh, he says as it lights on the first strike. That's a bunch of shit right there. All right, just to be smart, we're gonna go for match number 2. Get a little cross action going on. Hopefully that gets that Esbit tablet lit. And we'll get our 200 grams of meaty balls and peas ready in anticipation of that stinky fish tablet. Ugh. Now that's not what I was expecting. That's kind of cool. That looks more like a savory gravy and peas. I was expecting a tomato-based sauce. That's pretty cool. I'm not upset about that at all. And one thing this ration does not have in it is a utensil. So we will grab... We'll grab a Polish spoon. These are actually pretty decent spoons. We're gonna grab a little Polish spoon to help out. Now, I would get some napkins out, but this is really butt wipe. I've shown that in a previous video. We'll crack into this here in a second. Meanwhile, let's get our isotonic beverage mixed up, and that absolutely smells like lemon. I've had this several times. Not exactly excited about it. I'm not a big fan of the Spanish isotonic beverage, and I'm gonna put a lot of water in that. Because I have the experience that I do, watering it down is the way to go. Otherwise, it's really like drinking lemon grease. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Still chunky in there. We'll give that another stir in a few minutes, but meanwhile, we gotta tend to these, well, try to tend to this itty bitty tiny can of meatballs and peas. I don't think there's any stir action that's gonna be allowed here. I think that's just going to get as hot as it gets, and we're going to have to deal with it the way it is. It does seem to have one heck of a fat content going on. That's always a positive thing. All right, let's bust into some of these crackers. Jamipsa. You can always count on Jamipsa to make some of the hardiest, sturdiest crackers that survive in one piece. I mean, you got to think about it. These things came out of Spain, went to my buddy, my absolute good friend, whose name I will post right up here, for you to be able to take that name and chunk it into eBay and hit the search button and go on his site and get you some cool ass rations. But these rations came out of Spain, then they made it to my buddy on eBay, and then he shipped it to me. And these crackers, through all of that nonsense and all of the gorillas that work at UPS, FedEx, and the United States Postal Service, beating the hell out of this stuff. Look at that. You have a perfectly square, unbroken biscuit. That is Jamipsa biscuit magic if I've ever seen magic before. So let's swap places with the fruit salad and the pate. I am not even going to bother taking that lid all the way off because I don't want to get splashed with fruit salad juice. Oh, the fruit salad. So that is a pretty decent 200 gram portion of fruit salad in a can, which is absolutely awesome. So let's check out this pate. I'm dying to know. That looks like a pork pate. Uh-oh. Smells pretty damn good. Let me get the translator on this real quick. It's not like it's going to fall out of the can. And that absolutely is a pork liver pate. This is a happy ration nerd. I didn't think if you ate halal, you ate pork. Maybe I'm wrong. If you know, you let me know in the comments because I have absolutely no clue. I thought halal did not include pork of any kind, but this is definitely a pork and pork liver pate with all kinds of nifty ingredients like pepper and sherry wine. I am absolutely looking forward to getting into that little chunk of meaty goodness. That may offset the fact that I'm about to put sardines in my face. Probably not, but at least it'll help. So let's check out this veggie soup. Not a huge soup fan, but this isn't a huge meal, so I'm gonna, considering I haven't eaten anything yet, I'm pretty starving, so this vegetable soup, even to me, sounds like a good idea right now. And that smells like cardboard, salt, and not much else. So it smells like salty cardboard. Hopefully, that does not turn out to taste like salty cardboard. That would really suck. Look at that guy just bubbling away, burning at the bottom. Well, just have to let you do your thing for a minute. I got some soup to attend to. Get that little cup of soup action going on. Little backhand pour. Check that out. That's skill sauce right there. And maybe we'll try to poke. Nope, that's still too solid in the center. I'm just gonna make a mess, which would totally be my MO, but I'm not doing it. Let's stir up that soup, give it the best possible chance of not tasting like wet, salty cardboard, crossing my fingers. And I guess I kind of have to do it. I have to get these damn sardines out of here. Man, this is not what I was looking forward to. When you, and it's, the fishy skin and the oil. I should have known better. You know, there was a couple of rations on the table. I was making my decision, and I was like, this could be really funny. Because this could have, like, squid in it or something. And then I could go have a piece of pizza afterwards. And, nope. We got some half-decent, seemingly food items. And then we got stuck with this shit. So, check that out. Feast your eyes on that little can of horror. That is absolutely like a goddamn horror movie to this guy. I guess I'm going to... gonna get this out on the tray. I guess that's the only way to do it. It's like, you know what? I hate to displace the pork pate. That seems like sacrilege to displace the pork, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh, look at that. Oh, tomato oil and the fishy bits. Look at there, like whole little chunks of. Oh, sardines even. Oh. All the tomato sauce, please. Oh, God. This ought to be good. I mean, I'm not even trying to scare myself. I'm just going to wipe this off with a napkin because I don't want to taste that at all until I absolutely have to taste it. Thankfully, nothing splashed on my hands. Oh, God. Now we got to figure out a good way to get that off the fire. Let's check out one of these Polish can grabbers. It looks like it ought to do the trick. Just get a little... And this is where Ration Nerd gets third-degree burns from meatballs and peas from Spain. All right, maybe not. Looks like we got it in one. I'm not sure if that's burn sauce coming up out of the bottom. I'm not lifting this up towards the camera. That really is a trip to the ER. So this Polish can grabber really is the jammy jam. Look at that thing. That's awesome. You can even turn your can upside down. Look at that. That actually looks pretty wholesome. Those meatballs look real. They don't even look like processed meatballs. It looks like some Spanish mom was like in a big factory or something making up some meatballs. Man, this should have been a 300-gram main. Look at that. And even just that itty-bitty, teeny-tiny bit of burn on the bottom. That's awesome. And this Polish can grabber, that's a total win. I'm going to keep that out and handy. This is looking pretty amazing. It is just meatballs and peas, but quite honestly, for only being a 200-gram can, no, there's not a lot of peas with it, but I was expecting more peas than meatballs. Look at those things. These things actually look exactly like a homemade meatball. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm not even going to put one in the face yet. I just wanted to show it to you. That looks like an actual factual piece of meat. That's pretty awesome. Look at that Esbit stove just doing its thing over there. Your own little private piece of hell. That's good stuff. First thing we are going to do is we are going to dive into this pate. If I have to suffer through those sardines, at the very least, I want to trick my taste buds into the fact that we're going to have a great experience for dinner. So let's get some of this peppered pork pate out on a biscuit, and let's give that a try. First and foremost, abso-fucking-lutely. Look at that stuff. That looks good, smells good. Pork liver, pork meat, fat, sherry, wine, pepper. Let's just get this in the face. Oh my God. Let me tell you what. That, absolutely. That's fucking gourmet. Like, all bullshit aside, that is a smooth, creamy, ever so mildly metallic from the iron in the pork liver, but you can actually taste the sherry wine in this pate. I've never had anything like it. That's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna eat the rest of this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get some more on this biscuit. These biscuits are just a little stale. I'll get a nibble on the biscuit here in a second. I kind of got out of order because this pate just was calling my goddamn name. Like, Ration Nerd, eat me. And that's what I'm doing. It just amazes me you can even find something that's that delectable inside of a little metal can. Life is good. So let's check out one of these biscuits by itself. They are a little bit stale, but let me give you the flavor profile of these biscuits solo. And these would be an excellent all-around biscuit to have in any ration, simply because they're a little bit crunchy, but they're also soft on the interior, which is really nice. They're not stale at all, even though they technically should be. They're past their expiration date. But these would be a great vessel for anything. Whether it's savory or sweet, you could put it on this biscuit and absolutely completely enjoy it. This is a biscuit win, in my opinion. And they all arrived intact. That's biscuit magic right there. And I have to get another one of these biscuits loaded up with this pate just to give myself something to look forward to while I'm eating some of that sardine. Oh, goodness. Can't waste any of that. That's absolutely gourmet. I need to, like, just reach out to Jamipsa, like, can you please mail me a case of this halal pate? All right, before I put fish in my face, I'm going to have a drink of this lemon isotonic because I know from personal experience not to do it in reverse, not to take a bite of that and then take a drink of that because it just accentuates the fishy flavor. And I am completely not about accentuating any fishy flavors. And that lemon isotonic is so much better when you water it down to where it's almost just like a background flavor of the water. If you mix that with as much water as is recommended, which is just a couple hundred mils, that stuff is super thick, has a very greasy mouthfeel, which is really odd, and it's just not great. When you put way too much water in it, which is exactly what I did, and then give it a drink, it's just pleasantly lemon-flavored water. The salt, you don't really taste it at all. You don't get that greasy mouthfeel when you like double the amount of water you're supposed to have in it. That's a total win. I'll save these other isotonics for later, or maybe just to mail to people because it's fun. But for the time being, that's going to be just fine for me. And now I guess it's time for tiny fishes. So, it's very meaty and tough. Oh, man. This is just not cool. This is, is that a bone? Like, what is that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, God, it's nasty. So let me, let me bring this up to the camera so you can see what I'm about to put in my face hole. This is like my least favorite part of the hobby, is getting seafood items in a ration, but I'm a good sport about it. I always take at least a bite of everything, sometimes two, just so I can describe it better, even if it really disgusts me. I'm going to do the first bite solo right off the spoon. That's probably a horrible idea, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So here we go with some sardines in the face. Sardines in... Damn it. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, God. That's so fishy. Oh, my God. Oh, who eats that shit? Oh, my God. Oh, God. That's so nasty. Oh, shit. All right. Oh, that tastes like... Oh, that's so bad. And I can't wash it down with the lemon shit, or I'm just going to make it worse. So I've got to put some water on the table. I'm sorry, guys. That is... Oh, hang on. I know that fish is supposed to be good for you, but why does it have to taste so like just garbage? Anyway, that is a very meaty, chewy fish, which really bums me out because I had to chew it in order to get it down. And that has a intense fish flavor that I am really disgusted by. I would describe it as like a dark meat fish, if that makes any sense. It's very oily. Oh, that flavor sticks around in your mouth. You can see that this oil could have been added to it as well. So I can't say that that's all just fish oil, but wow, that is, that's hideous. I don't know who likes that stuff. More power to you. I'm sure you're healthier than I am, but that shit is just disgusting. I'm sorry. That's nasty. We're going to try one more bite. We happen to have a biscuit that's just willing and ready over here. Oh, man, we're going to get some tomato on there. Tomato probably just tastes like fish, so that's nasty. I don't know who in the hell eats this stuff, one. And two, like, people over here in the United States put sardines on pizza. Who would do that? Like, why would you ruin a perfectly good slice of pizza? Pizza's not the greatest thing on the planet as it is. Then you're going to put fish on top of it? Like this type of fish? That's absolutely disgusting. This is absolutely going to be our last bite of that nasty stuff. Now, granted, that's part of the calorie and protein content of the ration, but we're not getting that calorie content nor the protein content. Just these two bites, because that's all Daddy's got in him. Just these two bites, because that shit's nasty. I'm going to bring this up and show it to you, because that's the last bite of that shit. That's it. That's all we're getting. Oh, it's dripping on me. That's not cool. Not cool at all. Now I gotta wipe that nasty off of me. And I gotta work myself up into like a frenzy to get this to go in my face. All right, last bite. That's the motivation I need right there. Last bite. Oh, I'm a fucking beer. God damn it. Oh, this oily. Oh, God. And like because I was so worried about it dripping on my, I was so worried about it dripping on my hand. Like I was watching it instead of thinking about how I was putting it in my face, and it just got right in my goddamn beard. I'm going to have to go get in the shower because I can't walk around smelling like sardines. That's so disgusting. Oh, that. Oh, at least. Oh, I'm gonna add some more biscuit in there. God, that's so nasty. Oh, that sardines have to be your thing. Like, that's something you grew up with. Or you just really like fish and you happen to... Well, there's a ruined piece of biscuit. Damn it. All right, hang on. I'm having a hard time getting that down. That was rough. Honestly, the squid was really bad. That was pretty bad. It was almost as bad as the squid. The squid had its own weird, bitter, sandy, disgusting problems. That is so fishy and so oily and cold and disgusting, and I know I could have heated it up, but I don't think that would have done it any justice. That is absolutely disgusting. No more of that is going in my face, I can tell you that. And we are going to do our best to sanitize this spoon, because I put this poor Polish spoon through a workout with those damn sardines. That's wow. I imagine on somebody's planet, the tomato sauce in those sardines helps to cut the nasty fishy flavor of those sardines. On the planet of reality where I'm living at, that's pretty disgusting. The tomato sauce maybe did something to help it, but I sure as hell couldn't tell, because that tastes like the fish magnified and dirty, like dirty fish. Super dirty fish. Disgusting dirty fish. No, just absolutely not happening. I feel bad for any soldier that doesn't like fish that gets stuck with that. All right, enough bitching. Now we're going to get into these meatballs. Wow. So these meatballs are really healthy looking. Have a nice little brown gravy going on here in the bottom of the tray. We'll grab some of those peas. We'll get a little happy family going on. And we'll let you take a look at that little bite of what's hopefully going to be wholesome goodness, because I need some wholesome goodness after that sardine nightmare. Just, oof. Those are actually pretty good. Really meaty, really awesome. This little brown gravy that they're in, let's check that out by itself. That's actually really good. Just a simple brown gravy, and really just tastes like, honest to God, tastes just like a unflavored meatball, and it doesn't taste like there's any filler in these meatballs at all. It's just like a ball of meat. Maybe some eggs to help hold it together. That's really excellent. Simple, meaty, yummy. I like peas, and they taste like peas, and it just has a really mild light brown gravy in it. That's pretty awesome. Also, when I say light brown gravy, it does not taste like your American style beef gravy. It's kind of odd. It's the gravy has a little less beef flavor than you would expect, like almost like a little bit of a floury roux flavor to it, which is not bad at all. It's definitely different from what I'm accustomed to, but this is good. This is wholesome. It's meaty. Those meatballs are great looking. I'm pretty happy with this. But you know what I'm spectacularly happy about is that pate. That pate is absolutely, the only thing I can say about it, it's gourmet, and it's Like that is exactly what I have to say about that pate. I could have one of those cans every day for the rest of my life, and I feel like I won the lottery. I really didn't think I'd find a pork pate in a ration that was for Muslims and halal. I mean, it says that right on the package. Let's go back and take a look, because I'm feeling like maybe I made a mistake, because that's absolutely a pork pate. Says so on the can, and this ration said it was halal and for Muslims. So that's what it says right there. Individual combat ration for Muslim staff. Maybe somebody put the wrong can in this ration. Mistakes happen. Or if I'm just absolutely wrong, which I know for a fact I'm not, but if you're a devout Muslim, I don't think you're supposed to eat the pigs. And if you're a devout Jew, you don't eat the pigs. So this is some of the best pate I've had in any ration. Absolutely to date. Excellent pork pate flavor, the pepper, and the pronounced taste of that sherry. Absolutely amazing. This is great. If you told me that I had to take 2 bites of those nasty sardines and you'd give me a can of this pate, I'd have to knuckle down and do it. This is amazing. This is absolutely a gourmet item in a military ration. Like, absolutely 2 thumbs up to Jim Ipsa. This stuff is off the hook. And before it gets cold, let's give this soup a stir and try this vegetable soup. Looks like we have some little croutons floating around in here. Those could have certainly gone stale. That might be why it smelled like salty cardboard. A lot of times those croutons, when they go stale, they kind of smell and unfortunately taste a lot like cardboard. But let's give that soup a try. You know, and for a vegetable broth, that's not bad at all. Not overly salty, seasoned well. Those croutons are definitely stale. think that's the one weak part of putting croutons in a soup mix like that, is those croutons have a tendency to go stale pretty fast. I don't even think the croutons would make it all the way to the ration's expiration date before they went stale. I mean, technically, they were stale when they went in the package, so it certainly doesn't help, but that's really not bad as far as a cup of soup. Seasoned well, not overly salty. For a vegetable soup, it has a pretty decent flavor. And I know they call it vegetable soup, but honestly, I could not pick out one single vegetable flavor to try to describe as being a part of that vegetable soup. It doesn't taste like any particular vegetable. It almost has like just a generic soup stock flavor. So maybe it's like a mirepoix mixture or something like that. It's just savory and seasoned well. It's something warm. It's pretty decent. Not the best soup I've ever had. Certainly not the worst. Now let's get back in to these meatballs, because these are really sexy little meatballs. I really love the fact that these came out of here not looking like just perfectly round, pre-frozen, processed, mostly bread and a little bit of meat mixed in kind of meatballs. These are pretty awesome. Let's see if we can make a meatball biscuit sandwich. That's probably a great idea, or not. With the relatively bland flavor of these crackers, a little bit of this well-seasoned meatball would go great on there. So a little cracker sandwich. And these biscuits really are the perfect addition to any ration because they're so mild in flavor and they're just kind of there. Like I said before, anything you put on these biscuits, this is just a vessel to get things into your face, and it had a bunch of carbohydrates into your meal. These are pretty excellent. And that pate though, oh my God, it's so good. I could have done an entire review just on this pate, where I sit here and geek out on this Spanish pork liver pate. I probably could have done a half-hour video on that. And this stuff is so good. I just don't want to stop eating it. Like, I just want to sit here and finish this off. This is absolutely the highlight of dinner, of those meaty balls of goodness. One thing I can say, if you're an American tucking into one of these mains and you get the meatballs and peas, do not expect this to taste like an American style, like meatballs and gravy. It's not going to taste like that. It definitely has a much different flavor. The beef is relatively unseasoned. Just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper was mixed in with the meatballs. Not a ton of seasoning going on in here. Just a very simple, basic flavor. And that gravy is not an American style brown gravy. It's still really excellent though. I absolutely love it. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it is about this gravy that just has it tasting different. I couldn't figure it out on my own. I did resort to hitting the can with the translator. There is a good bit of wine and other seasonings in this gravy, which definitely gives it a much different flavor than I'm accustomed to. Maybe because I'm ghetto and I don't go to places that add wine to food on a regular basis. But this is definitely a different taste experience, at least for me. This is really excellent. That's the last bite of that peas and meatball goodness in a wine salsa gravy. And speaking of last bites, I'm coming down to the wire with this pate, and I have completely enjoyed the experience of eating this stuff, but I am absolutely sorry to see this little baby can of wholesome goodness leave. This is like pureed angel. Like if you were to take an angel and just whip it up in a blender, this is probably what an angel would taste like. This is amazing. If you get pate like this when you eat halal, I might have to change religions. I mean, this is some pretty amazing pate right here. Do you have to change religions just to eat a certain way? I don't know. It might be worth it. This pate's banging. 2 different ingredients, 2 different ration components, seasoned with wine. That just, I don't know, just screams gourmet to me. For a military ration, that's pretty awesome. All the porky bits. Give me all the porky bits. Yes. All right. And we'll check out this excellent pack of butt wipe to prepare for the fact that I'm about to spill some of that fruit cocktail on my shirt. So we're going to need a little bit of backup. And what you have here in this package are 10 individual slices of butt wipe. This isn't the worst butt wipe solution I've ever seen. It's 10 sheets of butt wipe. It might not be enough to clean up after a real messy one, and I have a feeling that fish would certainly make your butt dirty. But this is an excellent solution to toilet paper. It folds down really flat. It's wrapped up in a plastic wrap. That way, if anything else in the ration bursts, it doesn't ruin your TP. This is an awesome solution. So there's the TP that comes with that guy. And I guess since we got nasty fish on us, before we get into that last item, the fruit salad, we could try out a little bit of this hand sanitizer, see if we can clean up the diggies a little bit. That ripped open nice and easy in a foil package. Get that out on my big old dirty hands. And that's just enough hand sanitizer to clean up your hands. And that actually, even for being alcohol based, it has a pleasant, like floral, perfumey flavor. I said flavor. I mean smell. It has a pleasant floral smell, which is actually really nice. I'm not sure that's what you want to give a military guy. Like, I understand that little bit of perfume might make him feel just a little better. However, I don't think making a military guy smell like flowers who's out in the field potentially facing the enemy, like, yeah, just follow the smell of flowers. All those goobers just clean their hands. But it is a really nice disinfectant. It is certainly time to tuck into some dessert. So let's check out this fruit cocktail. We have pears, peaches, and that really looks like it. I don't see much else going on in here other than pears and peaches and like the odd cherry. That looks like it might be a grape, so we have a third fruit in there. This is just a basic canned fruit cocktail. Not too bad. Let's get a bite. It's definitely in a light syrup, more like water. There's not a whole lot of sugar added to this, which is kind of refreshing in its own weird way. It has a little bit of a bitter can flavor to it. That's kind of weird. Let me get another bite. Yeah, maybe something with that pate is throwing me off. I'm going to throw a hunk of this biscuit in my face. I'm going to chew it up, and then I'm going to cleanse my palate with that lemon stuff. See if we can't knock out whatever other items may still be hanging out in my face that are throwing off the taste of that. But that has a really metallic aftertaste. And that was a pretty decent palate cleanser between the plain biscuit and that very mildly lemon flavored water. Let's try it again. Maybe it was the pate hanging out in my face, but this really did taste like a really old can of fruit cocktail that tasted way too much like the can and not enough like the fruit. Let's try it again. And that is odd. It does have a bit of a bitter aftertaste, and it tastes a lot like the can, which is odd because that's a lined can. You wouldn't figure it would taste like that. It certainly wasn't under any pressure when we opened it, so it's not rancid. It didn't start to ferment or anything. It really does have a bitter aftertaste. That's a bit of a bummer. And here's a napkin to wipe out that drop of juice that went in my beard, as I said before. So now let's check out a couple of peaches and see if we get that weird bitter aftertaste. It's like it's just from one fruit. I'm glad I took that bite that didn't have everybody living in it, so that way I could kind of make this determination. It is really odd. Maybe the peaches just are bitter. Weird. Let's get a bite. Yeah, that's so strange. So it's just the peaches. So there's nothing wrong with this, but for some odd reason, these peaches have a really bitter aftertaste. That's odd. Maybe it's the style of peaches they used. Maybe the peaches weren't ripe when they went in here. Not sure, but it's certainly got a bitter aftertaste, and that's because of the peaches. And this is a mixed satisfaction spoon drop. Extremely satisfied about that pate. Extremely satisfied about the meatballs. Kind of on the fence about the fruit salad, but absolutely disappointed, disgusted, and just all out grossed out about that nasty ass can of sardines. But that's okay. We're going to give it a mostly satisfied spoon drop. And this ration was a hell of a lot of fun, as they usually are. That pate was absolutely banging, off the hook, super gourmet. Never had one like it. I can only hope that I will have that again. It's amazing to find a pork pate in a halal ration, but I didn't put that shit in the box, so if you're mad about it for some reason, don't come to this guy. I didn't make that shit. I just got to eat it, which was absolutely epic. Biscuits were certainly a win. Meatballs were amazing. This is a really cool ration. Quite honestly, fitting roughly 1,250 calories in this a teeny tiny little box is pretty amazing. Jamipsa really does know what it's doing. And if you're a seafood fan and you like sardines, that might be a delicacy to you. To me, that was just a can of trash that I happened to put out on my tray, and now I've got to figure out how to get rid of it without making my trash can smell like stanky ass fish. Thanks, Spain. But anyway, so thank you guys for joining me here on Ration Nerd to check out this Spanish individual combat ration for Muslim staff with pork pate. It was lunch or dinner menu B2. This was absolutely a lot of fun to share with you guys. This is a great ration in a teeny tiny little box. It would pack away great. If it wasn't for the fact that there was a can of nasty ass fish in here, I would pack one of these in a heartbeat. These are excellent little boxes of food. Not really sure what was going on with that pork pate in a halal ration. I'll never know because, well, I'm not in Spain, and nobody at Jamipsa is going to pick up the phone and say, "Oh, Mr. Ration Nerd, that was a mistake," or "Oh, Mr. Ration Nerd, no, in Spain, halal means you can eat pork pate." Nobody's going to tell me that. Sorry guys, I'm just not that important. But if you want to make me feel more important, you know what you could do for me. You could hit that like button, you could hit that subscribe button, and you could talk to me in the chat, because it's always great to hear from you guys. And you know how it goes at this point. At least I hope you do. And if you're new, it's time to learn. It is so time to learn. If you can find something cooler than this to put in your face hole, you know what you do. You eat them up.